Welcome to WEGeniusMinds podcast, coming to you from the future in the midst of these crucial times of change. I am Paulina Amador, your host, director, and producer of the groundbreaking documentary, Evolution: The Genius Equation. I invite you to watch my film at our website, WEGeniusMinds.com, where you can also purchase all of today's podcasts. This series expands on the brilliant interviews I conducted with some of the most revolutionary scientists and best-selling authors of our time. Today's podcast is with the legendary J.C. Knight, inventor of the patented Blu Room technology, author of the book A State of Mind, My Story, and the unique channel of Ramtha. In this first episode of our evolutionary conversation, we learn about JC's profound spiritual life and her experiences of alchemy, SuperConsciousness, and beyond. JC, you are the channel of the legendary master teacher Ramtha. Can you please give our audience an introduction to who Ramtha is?
Oh, that's a big question. Ramtha the Enlightened One, I didn't know who Ramtha the Enlightened One was in 1977. I didn't even know who Edgar Cayce was in 1977. People always ask God for help. They always pray that God will look over them or their children or their loved ones. I did that all the time. I was very unconventional, divorced woman with 2 children, having to make it in the world as a woman at that time. And just enough for us to survive and have a tiny bit to go to a movie and have a hamburger or a hot dog. And all the time into the unknown from New Mexico, driving. I would chase my fright away by asking God to protect me and my children and to make certain that wherever I was going, that's where I was supposed to go, because I didn't know. So we all do that, from time to time. I did it excessively because I had no one else to talk to. Everybody else was back in New Mexico and in Texas. So when I say that as a precursor to answering the question, we never expect God to answer us back. We never expect to hear a voice. We're so used to talking to nothing, something invisible, heaven, because we've never been talked back to or answered, literally in languages. So I often wonder what would happen if God just started talking to the congregation in the churches. They'd probably be overflowing, or they'd run out screaming and say it's a demon that's taken over the church, because God's not supposed to answer you. But this one day, Ramtha appeared before my husband-to-be and I, and said that he was here to help us over the ditch. I didn't know everything about Ramtha the first day. I just thought that maybe that the angel of the Lord was appearing to me and that maybe I had done something wrong. I was frightened. I didn't realize my husband couldn't hear me because the magnet on the table that we used to align the pyramids was going off. And here's this glorious being. I mean, what do you do when God answers you or a being answers? Is it being an angel? Is it a demon? How small of a mind do we have? Because we haven't ventured into the unknown reality against our own superstition. So meeting Ramtha took a long time for me to understand. I was missing the sale at Nordstrom's and time with all the rest of those screaming women, right? Well, why do I have to sit here and listen to something nobody believes in? I didn't see any wings. I didn't see any halo, per se. My book, A State of Mind, I go into this rare chapters of when simplicity and normalcy meets extraordinary. And that was Ramtha's meeting with me. The first thing he did was address.
To continue this podcast, You can purchase it today on our website, WEGeniusMinds.com. Thank you for listening.